Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jessica Eynard, and it is my honor to be here with you to propose this module in the context of the Global AI Ethics Consortium and the Institute for Ethics in Artificial Intelligence. And would like to thank the organizer of this consortium institute for having invited me to make this module. So maybe before beginning, I can just present myself in a few words. My name is Jessica Eynard. As I said, I'm an associate professor in law in Toulouse, at the University of Toulouse in France. I'm specialized in data protection law, in digital identity law, and I work on artificial intelligence regulation as well. And I need these three specializations to present the topic that I'm going to present to you now, which deals with online age verification. And the question will be to determine if artificial intelligence can be a good solution to verify the age online. Just for you to know that this contribution comes from another contribution I made in a book I co-edited with the professor Céline Castérenard, who is professor at the University of Ottawa in Canada. And so if you want to know more about this and about artificial intelligence, you can refer to this book. So if I go back now to my topic, why this topic? This topic has an origin. It comes from the problems that rise from the way internet is built. Because when internet has been built, the purpose was to identify, or the need was to identify the machine, the computer, and not to identify the user of the machine. And that's the reason why on the internet, nobody knows that you are a dog. But sometimes for legal reasons, but not just for legal reasons, you need to know who is behind the machine, who is the user. You need to identify him or her, or at least you need to know some attributes about these users, because some websites can be accessed just by some groups, and in particular, minors are prohibited to access to some websites. So, is there a regulation on that topic? I think I can definitely say yes, at the European level, but also at the national level. Concerning the European level, I made a focus just on three texts that seems for me to be more important on that topic. You have the famous GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, dated 2016, which provides some rules concerning children, minors, to protect them. You also have, the second text is the Audio Media Services Directive, dated 2018, which creates some obligations for a group of providers in order to protect the minors. And more recently, you get the Digital Services Act, dated 2022, which still provides obligations for some platforms, and in particular for very large online platforms and very large online search engine, you can find some disposition concerning the systemic risks and the obligation for those actors to take measures to mitigate this risk. And a kind of measure will be to take measures to verify the age of the user and to put in place some tools for parental control. At the national level, you find as well many laws. As far as France is concerned, the main text is the law of July 30, 2020, from which you can deduce that pornographic content must be inaccessible to minors under 18, and that's just a disclaimer, it's not enough. So you have to take more measures. And this obligation is fined, and the website can be blocked or delisted from search engines results. So we have many regulations, and they all provide the same two things, that are measures to be taken to verify age and tools for parental control. You always find these two. Okay, we got the legal tool, but what's can we observe? We can observe that that doesn't work. That doesn't work because it's sufficient to say to click on I want to view the content, or I am above 18 to access the content. And inquiries have proved that it's easy for minors to access illicit content for them, and in particular pornographic content. And an inquiry in France showed that by age 12, nearly 1 child in 3 has already been exposed to pornographic content, and over 82% minors have been exposed to pornographic content. So we got the legal tools, but clearly they don't work. Why so? Why so? Because we are trying to conciliate different interests, and at least 3 interests. The first one is the minor protection. So the solution adopted should be efficient. We should be able to rely on these tools. Second interest, privacy and personal data should be protected. So it's not easy to protect personal data and privacy and to be efficient in the same time, because most of the time you need data to be efficient, reliable. And the third interest is that if it's possible, it would be very great if the solution adopted could be user-friendly. That is to say that if someone must click 40 times before accessing the website, this is not so user-friendly, and maybe a person will stop clicking and so won't access to the website before it accesses. So not so easy to conciliate this interest. We have solutions under consideration. You can think about the ID card, the electronic ID card. You can think about facial recognitions. You can think about using credit card, because we can imagine that only people who are not minor have a credit card allowing to access illicit content. We can think about blockchain. We can think about using a trusted third party or a parental control. We have solutions, but what I propose here is to focus on the solutions that are using AI to verify the age online. Two main techniques can be used to estimate the age online thanks to artificial intelligence. The first one consists in estimating an approximate age based on an analysis of the user's online behavior. That means that we will have a look on what type of content is consulted and published by the user, what kind of passwords are used, what is the environment, the global environment of the users. And thanks to that different information, it would be possible to deduce an approximate age. And the second techniques consist in estimating an approximate age from a photo or a short video of the user. So here are the techniques, and we all have the same regulation, at least at the European level. But what we can observe is that these regulations are not interpreted the same way for these solutions by the different national authority. To prove that, we can take the example of two national authorities. The first one is the French National Authority, which name is the CNIL, for Commission Nationale de l'Informatique et des Libertés. And the second one is the German authority, which name is KJM, for die Kommission für Jugendmedienschutz. And we will see that they don't they don't have the same solution at the end. If we consider first the German authority, we can see that this authority concludes positive assessment of over 100 technical solutions for age verification. The main part of those solutions remain on an electronic ID card, plus a photo or a selfie. But recently, the German authority validates solutions based on facial estimate. So we don't need the identity card anymore or the passport anymore. We just try to estimate your age thanks to your face. And so thanks to biometric characteristic. And as it's not so easy to determine whether a person is minor or not, and especially when the person is 17 or 18 or 19, these solutions used a threshold at 23 years old. I mean that for a user to access the website, the solution should conclude that this user is at least 23 years. So that creates something very noticeable for the users between 18 and 23, because these users can be prohibited to access a website, even if they have the age required to access those websites. So a special procedure should be put in place for this person, and it's for them it's harder to access the website. And I'm wondering if, in a way, we are not living kind of a shift of minority from 18 to 23. So the future will say. For the French authority, the reality is not exactly the same, because we don't have as many solutions validated as in Germany. In the first decision, the French authority decided that no technical, no solutions were ideal, and they all have their drawbacks. And for example, so the CNIL analyzed the browsing history, and for this authority, using this to estimate an age was disproportionate regarding the risk for right and freedoms, and it was not really reliable. Concerning the facial recognition or the identification thanks to a photo or biometric, the French authority decided not to validate it, as for her it was disproportionate regarding the rights and liberty and freedom, and concerning the risk for these rights and freedom. So that was our first position, but then this position evolves because it was necessary to find solutions for the websites which needed to verify the age online. And so in a position of 2022, she validated some solutions. And in particular, the authority validated the age estimation based on facial analysis. So without identification, we just estimate your age without knowing who you are and without knowing your name or your first name. And what the CNIL decided at that moment is that the solutions adopted should be certified and deployed by a trusted third party, complying with precise specifications. And I think that we are here touching at something very important, because we are trying to have a high level of guarantee. That means for the solution to be reliable. So that's what is required by law, by lawmakers. But in the same times, we never say how to do so, how to reach this high level of guarantee, of security. And that's the problem, because no solution seems to be ideal. If we have a look on some texts, we can find some beginning of answer. If you look at the DSA, for example, the Digital Services Act, it's written in it that the European Commission should publish guidelines to help providers to protect the user's right, in particular the minor's right. In the French law, it's written that special authority, which name is ARCOM, should adopt guidelines with the enlightenment of the CNIL, the French authority concerning data protection, personal data protection. So we have some little things in the law, but clearly that it's not enough because we need technical specification. And that's exactly what was proposed by the European Commission in communication dated 2022. Because in this communication, the European Commission provided to launch a standardization request for a European standard online online age checking verification. And the European Commissions would like an EU-wide digital proof for age that is based on date of birth. So that must be reliable at the end. So we need this standardization, this specification to be adapted to go on with this difficulty of online age verification. At the French level, as AI and as all the solutions were not either reliable or either protective enough of rights and freedom, the French legislators decided to focus on another solution, which is based on a process with double anonymity. When a user wants to access to a website, this website should ask the users to give the proof or of him not to be minor, for example. And to do so, the user can rely on a trusted third party who will have reliable information coming from the administration, from a bank, or from another way. And so this trusted third party will just send an asset to the user saying this user is minor or is not minor, and this asset will be sent to the website for the website to know if the user can access another website. But at the end, this scheme allow a double anonymity, because the website will never know the identity of the user, and the trusted third party will never know which kind of website the user wants to access to. So this is what is put in place in France now. We've got other solutions based on ID card as well, but this is what is put at place, and this has drawbacks. This doesn't work, or as in maybe we can say that it's even easy not to use this process. That means to bypass this process to access a website, even if you are a minor. A solution that is to come at the European level, and that I want to mention at the end of this module, is the wallets, the European Digital Identity Wallet, which is in the proposal for amending the EIDAS regulation. And these wallets could be a very interesting tool to verify the age online, because it's very secured. There's a triple certification, because it's based on official identity documents, so it's reliable. The guarantee is at a high level, and it respects the GDPR, and in particular the principle of minimization. So we have to keep an eye on this wallet to see how it will be implemented in the future, to be sure that rights, freedoms are still protected. But this could be a very good tool for the future. To conclude with this module, maybe what we can say now is that the online age verification framework is under construction. We have to think this framework, and I think that we have to be vigilant, because behind this question, we have the question of being able to be on the internet when being anonymous, when staying anonymous. What do we want? Maybe the boundary should be drawn to define what we want, more identification or more anonymity. That's the question, I think, that is important behind all of this. I really thank you to have looked to this module, to have listened to me. I hope that it has been interesting for you to learn about online verification of age, and I hope that you learned more. You learned a lot. Sorry, when being with me for these few minutes. Thank you.